Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Busy hour coming up. We will get into Do You Concur in 15 minutes. Their youth and experience will come back to bite them in the playoffs. Ooh, that's juicy. Tonight's NBA card and in-pocket plays. We begin the hour with a bang. It's been a minute, but Stanford Steve, kind enough to join us here on a Thursday, and he is on the Progressive guest line. How are you, pal?
Great to see you guys. Catch so much more of you now. You're in actual real people hour. You guys look great. Your time of year, you guys. Although I will say Pauly seems a lot more dialed in right now with the props as Mitch. Mitch, you seem like you're a little behind. Are you?
No, I am. I got to be honest. At Thursday, the week before the Super Bowl, is probably the fewest props. I'm still trying to formulate. I've gone back and forth too many times on this game. Like, part of me wants to really get involved with the Eagles. The other part of my brain is like, hey, dummy, it's Mahomes. So I can't get over that part when I want to put my props together. But you're not there, huh? You have a ton of props already?
No, I don't. I'm with you. I think the game's super complicated because of seeing it 2 years ago. But knowing how many guys, I mean, look at the Eagles defense. What is it? 8 guys are gone from that defense that the Chiefs lit up. And the Eagles and Roseman have done a great job of drafting. So I look on the other side. I think you get more creativity, more variety on the Chiefs side. And I was looking at some Pacheco stuff. You could get him rushing, receiving right around like high 20s. He's still getting over 5 yards a carry since he came back. He caught 2 more balls in the AFC Championship. I think that's a guy. I mean, he's back as healthy as he's been since he's come back from the injury. I look at him. I look at like a Noah Gray. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I really do.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I look at both defense. Obviously, Spags and what he's done has been well documented, but they're going to have a plan. Like, nothing motivates a defense more than to say stop a run game. And they've done a great job of piecing this defense together. I think they did a great job of holding this team together while the offense was trying to figure things out. And now, they played their best game, obviously, in the biggest stage, and that's why they're the Chiefs and nobody else is. But I could see Saquon obviously is going to be a priority, and Sirianni being a little stubborn, and the Chiefs holding him down, and the Chiefs, have a chance. Obviously, they're favored. I lean Chiefs. I just think there's more versatility offensively and defensively. And if you're going to say, and everybody, I get it. Jalen Hurts was incredible in that game, but he also fumbled the ball and turned the whole game around. And when you're playing against 15 for Kansas City, you got to be perfect. You saw it with Josh Allen Sunday.
Yep.
He wasn't good. Josh Allen, right. There was plenty of opportunity early on, and you know that going in to Arrowhead when you're playing in the Arrowhead Invitational, and they weren't good enough. And the Eagles have to be an A to A+.
It really gets interesting if Philly comes out again and they want to throw early. Because, Barkley was great. He had the touchdown right off the bat, but only had 15 carries. And then Hurts makes the comment that Sirianni let me be me, and they have so many weapons and what he did in the passing game. That really could open things up and make it interesting. What's the case for Gray then? Is it just a touchdown? Is it a big part of the offense? Because I agree with you, this is funky from a prop standpoint, because against Houston, it was all Kelsey. No one else did anything. And then last week, no Kelsey. It was getting everyone involved, and 8 guys caught a pass.
Yeah, that's the number, right? 8. 8 guys, and Mahomes is not afraid. He trusts a lot more now. And I think getting Hollywood Brown and now Schuster, like those were just guys that were open because of what the Bills did against Kelsey. So that's where you're saying it. It's going to come down to personnel. That's the magic question. What are the Chiefs going to be in? They have everybody, at hand. They go and get Hopkins. He's another receiver. Are they going to try and spread the Eagles out and dice them, as you saw Kareem Hunt early on against the Bills? Or are they going to line up and try and pound them? They could go 2 backs. They could go 3 tight ends. You bring in Watson, and that's a whole other factor. But that's the nuance of the Chiefs. You don't know what you're going to get, but when that game plan comes, it's going to be very direct. And you saw how they opened up Buffalo on that first 90-yard drive. So with Gray, I'd say anytime touchdown I would look at, but maybe catches and yards. I think he's only 11. That could be 1 catch. Mm-hmm. So I look at that, and I also look at Goddard on the other side. Chiefs aren't great against tight ends. I think Goddard, the way that system is and the open looks he gets off of run action.
Yes.
They just
it's
throw
easy.
him.
It's
they
easy.
throw him into 11-yard gains,
Yeah.
So you saw him, bump off a guy, stiff arm a guy. He's elite in that level. He's as healthy as he's been, and I expect him. I think he's the best bet for over yards when you're looking at receiving for the Eagles, because you don't know where McDuffie's going to go, and you don't know what Hurts is going to lean on offensively. You know how much he loves Goddard and how much of a difference maker Goddard is.
Yep, totally agree. Based on that, I did bet Goddard earlier in the week at 12-1 most receiving yards.
Get Mitch in the game.
That's great.
But I like what you're thinking, right? You're bringing up the idea of Pacheco, like he's going to get involved somehow in the game, and his numbers are so short. That's usually who I like to attack as well. And we had Sal Paolantonio on Wednesday. And he kept saying, yes, the numbers for the Eagles against tight ends are good, but trust me on this, the middle of the field is always open. And he kept saying that. So obviously that's going to be probably a little bit of Kelsey, but Noah Gray shined multiple times this year. And you're exactly right. Mahomes is not afraid to spread it around to guys who are open. No,
and to Sal's point, look at the Bills game. Schuster, a couple catches in the middle. They go to Hollywood Brown, a couple slants early on in the game. They will use, and that's what makes it so maddening to have to defend them, guys, is they use guys with different personnel groups, but they're running the same stuff. So when they say the middle of the field is going to be open, they're going to dice it up because they want different guys to get there. They could use Kelsey, running a quick out and then open up the middle of the field, whether it's a running back on a Texas route, whether it's another tight end, whether it's an outside receiver running an underneath route. That's what's great about the creativity of the Chiefs offense. And I just feel like you could get more value. And I think it's an under game. Therefore, I look at the guys with the lower numbers because everybody wants to get in on some props. So I look at the guys with the lower numbers as being more valuable in this state.
Excellent. What's it like working with Saban? What's he like off the air?
Oh, the best, the absolute best. Was fortunate enough when we did the back-to-back game days at the Orange Bowl and Cotton Bowl. There was the weather issue in Dallas, so they got a PJ for us, and I was able to sit next to him and watch the end of the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame, Penn State, and we sat next to each other, chopped it up. He's going through down and distance situation. He's doing the clock in his head. It was awesome. But as good of a guy as there is, just being through what he's been through, and then just to hear how he learned and went about things, it's just so smart. He's done everything. He's talked to everybody. He's been everywhere. You just sit back and listen. I constantly have a pen and paper. Whenever he's talking in our meetings, it's that pen's going right to the paper with what he's saying.
Damn right. Did this season exceed your expectations, the first year of the playoff?
Yeah, it did. I can remember being in Ireland, week 0, guys, and he brought up the idea. Like, think about, everybody wanted to bring about the bubble in the college basketball tournament, right? But it's not that. It's more invested fan bases that have a chance, and that chance was the back end of the playoff. Now, no one saw the issue coming with the seeding until we got there, and Boise State did what they did, and Arizona State did what they did. So I think that factored into the whole nuance of it and the newness of it, and it generated. I mean, every place we went was off the chain. I mean, our we're at A&M for that rematch, Texas A&M, Thanksgiving weekend or the whole year we thought we were going to be at Ohio State. That place was nuts. So, I mean, every place, the Indiana story, we were able to go to Bloomington and Columbus for their game there. So it was great. We were at every big game, the Oregon, Ohio State game, part 1 in Eugene. What a day that was. Incredible. The Berkeley scene, just insanity. It was
it's only by the way, it's only going to get better. Like, they're going to tinker. They'll get this stuff figured out.
Yeah.
Right? You have a college basketball play tonight?
Listen to this. This is good. No, it's a future.
Oh, it's a future. Okay.
Yeah.
Future.
Take a look at Maryland.
Oh, they're good.
Take a look at Maryland and look at their schedule. And I know some people pointed out yesterday with Michigan State how they're undefeated in the conference play. They haven't really played anyone. And listen, Izzo is as good as there is. But just the price is plus 1,900, I believe, on DraftKings, Pauly. I think we looked it up.
Correct.
It's worth a shot. They could run the table here. They honestly could. They have shooters. They're really well balanced. They have a really tough matchup when they play two bigs. And again, the kid Gillespie they got from Belmont's fantastic. and they play D out of their butts too. So they are a formidable opponent. They're a dangerous team. Look at them in the Big Ten and obviously in March.
19-1 to win the conference.
19-1 to win the conference.
Regular season.
They are.
Yeah, Michigan State, come to them.
They're 7-4 in league play right now.
Yep.
Michigan 7-2, Purdue 8-2, Sparty 9-0. But you're telling me that the schedule is so easy that it might not have another loss.
And Michigan State is flip the total opposite way.
Yep. Okay. So if you like the Chiefs,
keep an eye on it.
Yeah, sure. I'll monitor. I'll shop around during the break. If you like the Chiefs, then I'm guessing you're going to go Mahomes MVP.
Yeah, I guess.
Even a low-scoring game? Like who
What's
else?
Chris Jones?
70-1, 60-1.
Flyer there.
Okay.
Barkley has like 62 yards. Jones just is awesome the entire game.
Yeah, I the way they move around him, and Chris Jones does a really good job of lining up on who he wants to line up on. Just always watch that. He's good. And the Eagles got guys that they lost 2 starters. Those guys aren't going to be 100%.
Point.
With Juergens and Dickerson, that didn't look good.
I know.
So
tush push, can't do it.
A lot of work cut up.
I'm with you. You can't do the tush push. It was horrible.
I love the plus 310 though. Both 1-yard touchdowns, Pauly.
Thanks. All right.
There you go.
Caesars
Double
and Will
up on
Hill,
that.
by the way.
All
okay,
right.
good.
Double
Thanks.
up on that.
Pleasure, buddy. Thank you for the time today.
Love you guys.
Good
Talk
catching
to you
up.
soon.
Love you too. There you go. Stanford Steve on the Progressive Guest Line. KC in a low-scoring game. Chris Jones, MVP. Their youth and experience will come back to bite them when it matters most. Do you concur? Next on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Great moments in history have begun with a question.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
And what kind of hair product does Mitch Moss use? But Follow the Money wants to know.
Do you concur? Concur with what, sir? Do you concur?
All right, I love this team, but another tough loss last night, laying a big number on the road against Golden State, and SGA had 50 in the loss. I still have to be concerned about their inexperience and youth in a big game. Do you concur?
No.
Oh,
They're getting Chet Holmgren back at some point.
okay.
And Holmgren and Hartenstein have not played a single dribble together this year on the court.
And the PJ Washington was a total fluke.
Well, Dallas might be a problem for him when
Yeah.
Luka comes back. Evidently, they have their number.
Beat him 3 out of 4.
Again, Luka.
Not afraid of him.
Yeah, they're beating him without Luka.
Okay.
They're beating with other guys playing. But I look at the rest of the Western Conference. So if they go up against Houston and they were to lose that, I can just come back and say, well, Houston's probably, what are they, younger than Oklahoma City? So you can't use that excuse there. I don't think Denver in a 7-game series, that will not go well for the Nuggets.
No, I can't defend.
Grizzlies, they're interesting to me. I think they can be really, really good and give plenty of teams problems.
Right. That's hard because no one envisioned Houston and Memphis getting the 2 and the 3s.
No kidding.
It changes
I
things.
would not like the Lakers this year unless they would make an extreme move against OKC. I would not like the Timberwolves. The Suns, forget about it. That's a sweep. I'll tell you, the team that might be a little scary would be the Clippers. But overall, no, I'm okay with Oklahoma City.
It's too bad this didn't happen. And they also needed some added juice to their All-Star weekend. Caitlin Clark against Steph Curry would be the nuts. Do you concur?
You're not happy about Mac McClung going for a three-peat? Okay, yeah, why did this get poo-pooed?
She said no.
Oh, man,
She turned it down.
That is a massive, it's a huge missed opportunity here.
Yeah, whether it's her against Curry or it's just Caitlin Clark involved in the three-point shootout.
Sure.
Anything related would have been awesome.
Yes, what was it, Ionescu versus Curry
Yes.
last year?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Anything here to get her involved. Offer her more money, whatever it's going to take. Unless she just simply turns it down. Is she intimidated or something like that? I don't know what the story is there.
Keep the focus on the WNBA. I don't know, but it would have been. I think it's great for the WNBA if you say, "Hey, come on, everyone loves me. Watch me play." And here I'm going against the guys in the three-point contest, or head-to-head against Curry or whoever.
First of all, who's not going to watch that?
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
I think that's fantastic television.
Even if it's not one-on-one. Yes.
Yeah, that
Head to head, yeah.
they somehow have. And by the way, how many years does Curry have left to do something like this?
I know. Another good comment. It's a lot of NBA off the top, but they're in the news today. So after what he said yesterday, I'm very concerned. And Adam Silver is coming off with some Bud Selig vibes, where he could do something drastic and overreact and change the game for the worse. Do you concur?
Are you talking about going to 4 10-minute quarters?
That's one thing he said.
That to me just reeks of we play way too many games, but yet we make too much money, so I can't cut back the schedule.
Right.
So he wants to find a solution for it. Bud Selig to me was just a dope, and he never had a solution for anything. And his ideas were always in the dumpster.
He just went nuts. He changed everything.
Yeah.
Between realignment, no more
the All-Star game,
interleague play, All-Star game,
right?
A wild card, everything. He was nuts.
So Silver always has ideas. I think some of them might be a little bit too drastic as well. I do trust this guy way more than I trust Bud Selig overall. But some of these ideas that we're getting into Looney Tunes town now. You're not going to stop it.
4-point shot?
Stop.
I know.
And enough with if you go to a 10-minute quarter, get out of here with that. I can't even take you seriously then.
Yeah. Listen, your TV deal is huge. It's enormous. It's in the billions. Don't overreact because you're not the only sport that's having ratings go down. The obvious thing is start your season on Christmas. That's number one.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yep. It would be nuts to be Bradley Beal and in his shoes. Do you concur?
Yes, I do. Again, there's a lot of layers to this, and you're trying to think of the guy who has the 9-to-5 job. Picture Beal, who, again, for the second time, has all the power. He has a no-trade clause. The people want to get rid of him where he works. He has all the power and just says, what are you going to give me? But they've tried everything. We're going to bench you. We're going to bring you off the bench. He's still out there acting like a pro. He's getting heckled in home games. His kid started crying. Someone was screaming at him behind the bench, and his wife got involved. But they want to trade him to try to get Butler. They want to move on from him, but he has the no-trade clause. So, again, he's out there just saying, for the second time, no, I'm going to stay. I like the weather. I like Phoenix. Sorry. And imagine what it's like going to work every day. But still, I give him credit. He's being a pro, but he has all the power. And, again, it goes back to the no-trade clause and what was going on in Washington, too. I mean, imagine you go to work every day and know everyone, they don't like you and they want to get rid of you and they're trying to move on and bring somebody in. And you're like,
again, that's a Costanza reference.
Yeah, that's right.
Play now.
Play now.
Career earnings. A second time I'll do this today. We did it with Thierry Rozier earlier.
Big boy.
Take a guess. How much Beal has made?
Because not only did Washington give him a sick amount of money, they gave him the no-trade clause.
That's right.
Which was ridiculous.
Oh, he was making $50 million a year.
370?
You're very close. 318.
Oh, God.
I'm going to get, how many times has he been in the playoffs?
2?
Couple times, maybe?
Yeah.
That's about it?
Yeah, the John Wall team.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
They were good for a minute. That was pretty much it.
Lost to Isaiah Thomas and the Celtics, and then lost to I think they lost to the Hawks in the second round.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Wild.
The funniest offseason move in the NFL would be Sam Darnold back to the Jets. Do you concur?
No, but that's a good one. It'd be Russell Wilson and the Raiders reunited with Carroll.
Oh, with Carroll?
Who tried to get fired.
Oh, that's right.
He tried to get
didn't
fired
want him
and he
anymore.
left. Yeah, that's right. Right. Not that they're going to do that, but I'm saying if something would happen. If, it's forced upon Carroll. It's like, wait, this guy tried to get me fired. Wait a second. I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. But maybe there's Geno Smith. Maybe it's something in the draft. But that's...
I'll give you one. They're going to draft Jackson Dart.
And stay where they're at?
Yeah, pick him
Really?
6th overall.
Oh, wow.
The previous regime might do something like that. Well, I know this. Gruden and Mayock, well, certainly Gruden, they would have taken Jalen Milroe 6th. And
Absolutely.
Again, I'm seeing him like mock top 15.
God, I can't believe it.
Just stop. Again, already. I got to use that word.
At the small hands, too. The worst move is you can't sell this at all, and there's no hope, is if the Darnold goes to the Jets. It's like, wait a second, what are we doing here?
Well,
We
and then-
had this guy. He was a disaster.
Sure. And then what? Is he going to go there now suddenly because of the year that he just put together with high expectations? And it's going to be like, well, it never worked out with Aaron Rodgers, but Sam Darnold, here you go.
Yeah.
It's a clear
I don't know.
upgrade at quarterback.
Maybe he goes to the Raiders. Some people still think he get the Baker contract, 3 for $100 or something.
The last 2 games of the season, Week 18 and the wild card round, I can't wait to see how much that potentially came back to bite him.
Well, we mentioned it earlier. Okay, Rick Pitino sent out a video message asking the Big Blue Nation to show class Saturday night and give Calipari a standing ovation. He's right. Do you concur?
It's a tough one for me.
Yeah?
I have watched this team my entire life. Me personally, if I happen to be at this game on Saturday night, there is absolutely no chance I could cheer for John Calipari. I thought again, I'm not going to call him, I've done this so many times. To be nice, I will say that I cannot think of a coach in North American sports who has done less with more for like a 15-year stretch at the same spot. I can't do it.
That's fair.
Can't do it. So no, there's no way.
I wouldn't have a problem if they boo him.
I kind of expect that.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think they'll listen to Patino.
You think so? You think he's going to get a standing ovation?
Maybe not that strong, but I just think there'll be more of a nice reception, as opposed. And it still bothered Patino. He said when he went home, it really got to him, considering what he did and how he turned that program around. But they just looked at it as you're the Louisville coach now.
Do you know what we'd be saying about Rick Pitino had he never left?
That's the thing though, because in the video, Patino's talking about all the talent he brought in. Yeah, but you didn't do anything with it. Yeah. You won one title.
They flopped more times than not.
You lost to St. Pete's, for God's sakes. You lost to Oakland. Come on.
You
got NBA talent coming out of your ears.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I can recruit. I can bring. Who cares? Ready to elevate your barbecue game? You need Sewell's barbecue sauce, the ultimate crowd pleaser for your next cookout. What started as a backyard recipe in a mason jar has grown into a southern sensation, winning over taste buds from Georgia to the Carolinas. Whether you got the smoky ribs, saucing up the tender wings, or crafting the perfect burger, Sewell's barbecue sauce brings bold, unforgettable flavor to every bite. Orders yours today, Sewell'sBarbecueSauce.com. Sewell'sBarbecueSauce.com. Southern hospitality never tasted so good because great barbecue starts with great sauce.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, Pauly and I ate Sewell's live on the air. We combined it with the barbecue joint here, Project Barbecue at Circa. It was awesome. I'm telling you. Very conveniently enough, you could go to the website and you could order Sewell's and have it ready for the Super Bowl. Right? Barbecue's a big hit on Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right. Got to do it also with KC in there.
Good point. Good point. So we touched on it there. If you haven't heard the story yet about Terry Rozier, it's fascinating. Again, the guy signed a 4-year, $100 million deal. And because of sports betting now, he's under investigation. Wait until you hear the details on this coming up on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Our best bets coming up in Pocket Plays in 15 minutes. So Terry Rozier signed a 4-year, $100 million deal with the Heat. I'm on Sport Track right now. They do all the contract stuff and salaries for players in every sport. He has made $133+ million in his career. That's not that's not counting like this entire contract that he's going to make. Well, or should I say that he made, and that's going to be coming to an end here sometime soon. He's played 11 years in the NBA. This kind of surprised me. Overall, he's averaged 14.1 points per game in his career. And now the dude is under investigation because he potentially got involved here with some sports betting and props, and I left the game because I'm injured.
Maybe the same characters that are involved with Porter.
Oh,
this one shocks me because you're talking again about a lifetime ban and a guy who's made a ton of money. And we know what happens sometimes. Guys spend a lot of money, like the Patrick Ewing line while they were going through the lockout, which was crazy.
Kenny Anderson too, right?
Yep, Antoine Walker, well documented. Tried to gamble and hang out with Jordan all the time. Didn't work out. But federal prosecutors have been investigating whether Terry Rozier manipulated his performance as part of an illegal sports betting scheme. It's a wider government probe into a ring of gamblers and poker players who have allegedly rigged games across the sports landscape. The same investigation has already led to a criminal charge and a lifetime ban from the NBA from former Raptors forward Jonte Porter. Porter was making $500,000 a year, also had some debts as he was doing it. But this guy is what you said, good player, been around for a while, and made a ton of money. The government's investigation will likely continue to grow and they're exploring the gambling ring's potential ties to college basketball as well, and maybe Temple can be involved after what happened last year with the shenanigans there. He hasn't been charged with a crime or accused of wrongdoing. It couldn't be learned if investigators determined whether he was deliberately helping bettors. Wall Street Journal broke the story, and they write, in March 2023, the NBA was alerted to unusual betting activity related to Rozier's performance in a game between Charlotte and New Orleans. He's on Miami now. He was with Charlotte at the time. The game in question took place on March 23rd. The betting on Rozier was strange enough that day to raise alarms at U.S. Integrity, a firm that works with sports entities, gambling operators, and government agencies to monitor the markets. They notified sportsbooks and the NBA that unusual wagers were coming in on everything under with Rozier. During the previous 2 seasons, U.S. Integrity sent out 3 alerts about NBA games. 2 of them about games involving Porter. The other one was Rozier. He started that night, ready to go. He was averaging 35 minutes and 21 a game. He was averaging 21, 5, and 4 that season. He played the first 9 minutes before leaving with a foot injury. He did not return. He would miss the remaining 8 games for the struggling Hornets, who at the time were owned by Jordan. Sports bettors noticed, taking to social media in droves to express confusion and frustration about what transpired. Very odd. People are going to run wild with this. This is suspect. He comes in, plays 9 minutes, then he leaves. In addition to Porter, 5 other men have been criminally charged for their role in the gambling scheme. 3 of them have already pled guilty. You just had an incident here 10 days ago where one of these individuals was arrested here in Las Vegas at the airport trying to make a move to Colombia, and he had 10 grand on him. And he was the guy who was just, after Porter was saying, keep it quiet, don't sing anything, I'm coming out of the game, I'm going to fake an eye injury or say it's bothering me, the guy was telling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And now this, maybe, you wonder that they have 3 of these guys already, or you could argue 5, but 3 have pled guilty, that if they have the goods on him, and maybe he would, if he was involved, what happens now?
Right. So I'm trying to rack my brain again, and I'm glad that you pointed that out. With Porter, you can maybe see it. I mean, there's Paul, the difference between $500,000 for an NBA player and $25 million a year.
Yeah.
That is just...
It's halfway through the deal.
It's not even close, obviously. So a guy making $500,000, okay, you can maybe see he gets into a little bit of trouble. He wants to make... What's the excuse I'm getting? In my brain, I'm trying to come up with $25 million. Did the wrong people just know that Rozier made this much money, get involved and say, hey, we're going to break your leg? But then they could just ask him for money. They could
I don't know,
hold something ransom. Or
look at the Billy Walters situation. I mean, you never know, right? He had plenty of money, but it's like, okay, here, I'll give you a tip. You owe me money, right? Mickelson, I don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the tip. It's going to...
Yeah, but Phil Mickelson notoriously loved gambling before that. I mean, he had that...
I understand, but he had the money to pay Walters. He just... Right?
No, I know that, but has there been a history here of Rozier, like Lefty, where he loved to go play blackjack and he loved betting on stuff beforehand? I'm unaware of any of that.
Well, I'm not going down that road. Okay, I understand. I'm saying maybe Rozier's hanging out with somebody, and he's just, whether he lost money playing, because it's poker players, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's making $25 million a year.
Well, you never know, though. Maybe just like, all right, I lost $500,000.
What is he, Toby Maguire? Is he playing Molly's game?
Maybe he lost $2 million and said, okay, I'll make it up to you. I'll leave the game early tonight. And he doesn't think nothing of it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess.
Again, it goes back to what's happened time and time again with these college kids and NFL players. Whether, I made a bet in the facility, I'm suspended. Oh, Calvin Ridley or whatever. Sometimes people lose their minds.
Yeah, this one's fascinating. I can't wait to get more of the details here.
Right. Now, the other thing is it, see, I'm cleared, I'm fine, I missed the rest of the season? Or is it, hey, we want better odds to get the pick, whatever. We stink. You're a little banged up. Don't even bother coming.
All right. Or like I maybe mentioned a little earlier, did he realize it was one and done? And he's like, now I got to fake it. I got to turn into an actor here and win the Golden Globe by pretending that I'm hurt so the team doesn't think any funny business is going on.
You can pull stuff like that off. I was in Minnesota at the time. Terrell Brandon missed like 22 games with a sprained ankle.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, Porter, I mean, he was a bad actor.
Yes, right.
But with what he was doing, I mean, he was leaving games after 3 minutes. Oh, my eyeball hurts again, or something else was popping up.
Uh-huh.
But again, the difference here, I can't believe that a guy who's making that much money went down this path. If you go back to me again before any of this, I used to mock people who would say, well, these players are going to get involved. Why would they get involved? This guy's making $25 million a year. What's the end game? Put in a parlay so you can pop it for a couple, 10,000? But then again, you consider the Porter angle where those are VIP players, so-called the right crowd or the wrong crowd or whatever, and they can get down 80,000 on these same guys for a guy who doesn't even play.
That's not far-fetched what you said earlier. Molly's game. Maybe he's in the high stakes poker game.
I guess, but
and
again,
he just thinks of it about I don't. Damn, I lost $5 million the last couple of months. How do I? Okay, here.
Right.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
The
other thing was, why not just go out there and just half-ass it? The injury thing looks bad. Just go out there and so you average 21, 5, and 4. Maybe just try to be a facilitator. It's not hard to miss a shot. Yeah. You're a pro. And just go out there and maybe put up an 11, 2, and 2. Well, no one would be the wiser. Just say, I had an off game. What are you going to do?
You brought this up earlier, like at the All-Star game in Las Vegas, the one time I was here, 2007, you asked David Stern an excellent question, and he was completely condescending in his answer. But at the time, we didn't know this. He did, that they were investigating Tim Donaghy. And that just speaks to you're like, people are not going to be fixing games. Is that what is your concern about not coming out to Las Vegas?
Yeah. I don't want the home team
fans leaving pissed off.
Yeah, because the team won but didn't cover.
Yeah, but they didn't lose. Yeah, they lost their bet.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, you mentioned it earlier. Best Bets brought to you by G-Bank, official bank of VEASAN. Sixers win again.
I know.
9-point dogs. What did you do?
I bet them plus 110 today to make the playoffs. It's a smaller bet. It's also kind of a hedge because I have them on a parlay that would pay 16-1. That caps it off on the no to miss the playoffs, or I should say to miss the playoffs overall. But to me, this was like a buy sign on Philadelphia to make it. Maxey was awesome this week. They just beat the Lakers, who were playing. I get it, all things considered. Again, they're playing back-to-back there. They beat the Lakers playing good basketball. They beat the Kings as well. That was like a 9.5-point spread, came down to like 8. The Kings have been playing really good basketball. In my mind, they're doing this all without George, all without Embiid. At some point, those guys are going to come back. And if you look at the teams ahead of them to get the play-in, they might be sellers at the deadline, or it's certainly doable here for that team to leap them.
I would love to see the Bulls move Levine.
I think they almost have to.
I think the Bulls will make moves.
Right. And so, honestly, the numbers have not changed that much. They were plus 154 to make the playoffs before they beat the Lakers. Now they're plus 110. You missed a little bit, but now they won 2 in a row.
If you're serious about sports betting, need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Most credit cards treat sports books and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when you put your own money on the card. G-Bank treats gaming transactions as purchases, so you're typically saving up to 3 to 5% on cash advance fees right there. For limited time, get a $250 bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. Apply now, VEASAN.com/GBank, VEASAN.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, I hope I found my white whale for tonight. I hope I found my version of Terry Rozier on the good side. I went a little overboard betting a player prop tonight, multiple, for a guy who I think has a chance to really, really shine. I'll tell you about that, who it is, the number I got, in pocket plays next year on VEASAN.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're out.
All right. As always, shop this. I was talking to a listener before the show, and he bet Worthy over 6.5 rushing yards. I said, no, you get try 5.5, try 4.5. Yep. I told him he's had 5 4 times. Okay. I don't think this is as crazy. Well, both quarterbacks combined for 100 rushing yards, 9 to 1. Damn right that could happen. I could get 45, 50 out of Mahomes. And you know what Hurts can do?
You just have to avoid, again, the kneels.
Yeah,
the kneel
sure.
downs at the end.
No doubt. Stranger things have happened.
That could happen.
I like that. And this is at Caesars. The longest touchdown drive under 80.5 yards. Check that out, Caesars and Will Hill. Those are the new plays. The leans, Jonathan Davis angle. Teams, you can go first, you can do both. First 10, first period. Teams get a quick one after a shutout. That'd be Kings Lightning, Islanders Flyers. Lean both, go in the first 10. And the big one tonight, Capitals and Ottawa. Capitals 10 straight unders. Ottawa 15-1-1 under run. Each team have a rushing touchdown. Rushing touchdown in every quarter, 15-1. Hurts and Mahomes, 15 yards passing each quarter, $1.10. Hunt and Barkley, 5 yards each quarter, plus $4.50. Goddard, a catch every quarter, plus $4.50. Westgate, Caesars, available. Barkley, 10 rushing yards each quarter, $1.50. You can also bet 25 yards, goes up. Touchdown, field goal each half, both teams 12-1. Barkley breaks the all-time record by Timmy Smith. That guy had 130 yards on the season coming into the game. Did I read that right? No. Let me know. That's what I thought I read. Anyways.
Was that 1987?
88, 86. Yeah, 204. Can Barkley break the record 10-1? Will the Chiefs convert a fourth down minus $2? Both teams have a 1-yard touchdown run or 1-yard score, plus 310. Shortest scoring drive, over 59.5 seconds. Longest quarterback rush, over 16.5 yards. Will there be a missed field goal in the game, a fumble, and an interception? Plus 375 at William Hill. 2-point conversion, yes, plus 255. Mahomes over 28.5 rushing yards. Chiefs receptions, players under 8.5 player receptions, under minus 150. Octopus, 16-1, shop that as well.
Okay, yeah, so he had 126 yards rushing in 1987.
You're kidding.
470 in 1988.
Huh.
He only
You
played...
want to talk about the strangest...
No, it's the most random thing.
That's the
you're
most
ever
random
gonna-
game ever.
Of course.
Okay. Under 2.5 turnovers in the game. Chiefs' longest made field goal, even money. Both teams to make a 33-yard field goal, $1.10.
All right. Malik Monk over 6.5 assists last night. That was the winner. Got the job done. Ben Simmons ended up with 6, so over 6.5. That was no good. You have to keep your eyes peeled for Ben Simmons moving forward, and definitely with Malik Monk. Let's see here. Pending, Worthy over 4.5 rushing yards, minus 110. All these bets made earlier in the week. Goddard, 12-1 most receiving yards in the game. Knicks to win the Atlantic Division, 6-1.
Got to be feeling good.
Feeling okay.
Yeah, beat the Lakers Saturday. It's a nice run they've had.
The new plays, we just told you about this in the previous segment. 76ers to make the playoffs, yes, plus 110. Okay, so here's my breakdown of a player prop that I have tonight. Well, I have several with Austin Reeves, and if he has a good game, I don't know if I'm on the show tomorrow. I'm just partially joking. So, there is no Anthony Davis tonight. The Lakers are taking on one of the worst teams in the history of the NBA. The Washington Wizards. Their defense is ungodly. Davis, I'll take you back throughout this season when Davis missed some time. He only played 7 minutes against Golden State on Christmas Day. Reeves, that game, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Davis missed the next game against Portland. Reeves, 15 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. Davis missed earlier this month against Brooklyn. Reeves had 38. He only had 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Davis only played 10 minutes at Philly the other night. Reeves had 13, 8, and 6. So you wipe away all those rebounds Davis will get, 15, 20 shots, whatever it is. And Reeves has had big games. This is like the perfect storm to me, playing the worst team in the NBA. One of them that I bet is Reeves, 8+ rebounds and 10+ assists, 17-1. I added triple-double at 36-1.
Yeah.
I put on, I think, this is not in pocket, but I had like 20 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists at like 9-1. Come on, kid. Have a game. Be my Terry Rozier tonight in a good way. And we will celebrate. This number's out of control.
I think so.
Now, I know the love affair for Duke overall. National media loves the program. They love Cooper Flagg. The kid's very good. I'm not taking anything away from him.
They're on TV more than Leave It to Beaver.
Boy, you're going to make me. I bet Johnny Broom to win the Wooden Award. Yes, plus 550 last night. Now, they thought he was going to miss it. He only missed a couple of games. They are the number one team in the country. They are playing in the best SEC of all time. Some people are calling it the best conference in the history of college basketball. So if they get the 1 seed in the SEC, Duke's playing crap every night. ACC stinks.
I know, but that helps out. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Also, I saw people who have votes last night saying Johnny Broom, after another great game last night, would get my vote as of right now.
All right.
Had to take some plus 550. I just think Flagg could easily win this award. I think there's plenty of basketball left, and you can't say it's wrapped up and over with that he's going to win. You just can't. Broom could steal this from him. So, had to take some of that.
Getting ready for Big Game 59. Big deal of the match. Save $59 off the VSiN Pro annual subscription when you sign up using promo code FTM. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, DK and Circa. The betting guide, Super Bowl, upcoming March Madness. The prop analyzer. Everything you want, every sport. VSiN.com/subscribe code FTM. $59 off the VSiN Pro annual subscription today. Want your reaction to the Rozier story?
Right.
This is Get the Money Racing. I worked with a guy who was making $200,000 a year. He got fired for faking rebates and was making an extra $1,000 a month. So for an additional $12K, he blew $200,000. Makes no sense. I mean, you never know.
He's skimming off the top, kind of. How about from our buddy, professional sports bettor Chris Massero? Again, Terry Rozier contract, 4 years, $100 million. He's made $133 million in his career. Now he's under investigation for potentially getting involved with the wrong people. And hey, bet everything that you can, parlays, player props, everything under on a game where I left it after 9 minutes.
Maybe they had a strong pitch. No way we'll get caught. We're not going to bet much, yada, yada. I don't know. We're not going to tell anybody, that old line. So no one will know.
Okay, this is from our buddy, professional bettor Chris Massero.
Hey, Chris.
Okay, so he's admitting, he's like, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Well, Chris, you're pretty good. You do this for a living. But in his opinion, Rozier is most likely doing this to help out his friends and not actually giving him his own money. Most of his childhood, high school, college friends might be poor. I can easily see this being the case. Again, if you're going to throw stuff at the wall to see, could you buy into that? Again, my response was, but he's making $25 million a year. There's something.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people that come at him too, though. You know, I told that story. I think you were out, but Shauna's cousin played in the NBA, and he's generous, but they come at him all the time. Hey, can you help me out? Hey, can you do this? I mean, you have that angle too.
Well,
about you played in the NBA. Hey, I need a car. Hey, I need help with this. Hey, I'm not a bank. Like Fargo. Jerry, we're not a bank. But it's...
Isn't there another way to do it other than
Well, I mean, I know he's looking at a band, but I know. We're trying to talk it out here.
Yeah,
this
one's nuts. Understand that. Yeah,
the Porter, I understand. But the other thing, how about the breaking news? Pat Forty, our friend of the show. There could be... There's looks like there's more colleges involved. College programs. Investigation.
For kids who have been
these people getting involved with these kids, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna guess if they were involved with Porter and now Rozier, it wasn't just one player or two.
Yeah, and not just Temple. Yeah.
What was the other one that Anna Burke was talking about? Was it Central Michigan?
That was college football.
College football.
Temple was basketball.
Right.
Yes, there was some. Brad Powers mentioned that on air.
Yes, you're right.
He said there was weird stuff going on every week, and look at the landing spot of every Central Michigan game.
That's right.
Man. Good one tomorrow. We're excited. My favorite guest in 7 years, Richard Munchkin, in studio. Blackjack player. Remember the Scotland Yard story? Jeff Sherman on what transpires tonight at the Westgate as well. Prime time coming up next.